Hey everybody! Today I'd like to talk about the Tres Cubano, or the Cuban 3. It's a very cool instrument, similar to the guitar, but different. We've got 3 pairs of strings. We have a G, a C, and an E. But the most important thing is the right hand technique. And once we get this going, things are going to be much easier. So what we do with the right hand is what we call a rest stroke. Right? So a rest stroke is, if we're going to play the G, I'm going to push through the G and rest on the C string. If I'm going to strike the C, I'm going to push through the C and rest on the high E. And now we don't have anything to rest on. If we play the high E, but just try to keep that same motion going. And now, if you'll notice, I'm keeping a very relaxed wrist. And this is where all the motion comes from. And to give you kind of an explanation of how this feels is I like to tell people, pretend you're holding a set of keys and you're just jingling them like that, right? And that's going to loosen up the wrist and you're going to get this nice motion back and forth. So again, resting on the C when attacking the G, and resting on the high E when attacking the C. There's nothing to rest on here, but just try to keep that exact motion. And that's going to set you up for a perfect rest stroke every time. Some exercises I have to get a little bit more fluidity with this are these guys. So first one's real simple, just going from G to the C to the high E. And then I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to go from the E to the C to the G. The next one, I'm going to go G, E, C, E. And then I'm going to do the opposite of that. E, G, C, G. Okay, so just practice all of these things with a nice relaxed wrist and keeping that rest stroke, and that motion, right, going. And once you start getting these things under your fingers, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be the best foundation you can have to get moving on this instrument. Now let's talk about a couple of different chords that we can start playing. This first one's nice and easy, and it's A minor. Here we have D minor, E7, and back to A minor. Now a pattern I like to use with these chords is going to be this right here. Okay, and what that is G, C, E, C, E, C, G. And then I just repeat it. When we apply the chords, it sounds like this. So there you go. Some technique and a little montuno for lesson 1. So if you like this instrument, on lesson 2, I'm going to start talking about what I call string dampening. And in my opinion, once we start getting the idea of string dampening going, this is where the real swinging and kind of cool personality of the Tres comes out. And an example of that is going to be like this. If this lesson's been helpful for you, give me a like, give me a subscribe, or leave a comment below, and stay tuned for lesson 2.